Apartment leasing has changed more in the last 2 years than in the last 50 years combined. And what's changed is really important. What's changed is who has the information and who has the power. I want you to think about that for a minute. In every situation in your life, from sales to leasing to management to leadership, and even in your personal life, if one person has all of the information and all of the power, things are going to be pretty easy for that person, right? When it comes to property management, the balance of power and information over the last 2 years has completely shifted. But our sales process has not. And this is why so many property managers and leasing agents, well, they're struggling. And how they're trying to deal with those struggles is they're asking the marketing department, hey, I need more leads. I need more discounts. I need more promotions. When that's not it at all. What's happened is there's been a complete paradigm shift and they haven't caught up with it. They're still doing that old school sales training. The old way of leasing apartments is completely designed around the property manager or leasing agent having all of the information. Almost every single thing we've been taught in the past, and just about everything a lot of people are being taught today, comes from a standpoint of information imbalance. In the past, even as recent as 2 years ago, well, the leasing agent and property manager had all of the power. What that meant is they literally controlled the entire sales process. People would call in and they would be able to simply say, hey, what's your budget? Let me check my price and availability. And that person on the other line would just be hoping, dreaming, waiting to hear back from that leasing agent. Oh, hey, we have an apartment. Let me show you what I have. Well, what's changed in the last couple of years? All the information you would ever need on anything is as far away as your telephone. So today's renter, they don't need the leasing agent to tell them those simple things. They don't need the leasing agent to provide them with information. They already know, in some cases, more about the community than the leasing agents themselves. We used to be in a world where renters really had to beware. They had to really worry, boy, is this leasing agent giving me the right information? And they were really at the mercy of that leasing agent because they had very little information, very little choices, and basically no way of talking back. Well, things have changed. Now we live in a world where it's the property managers and the leasing agents that need to beware. They better make sure they deliver a world-class sales experience because the renters that they're talking to, the prospects that they're talking to, they've got a ton of information. They've got more choices than ever before. And thanks in part to social media, they have more ways than ever to talk back, to leave feedback. Hey, is this a great community? Now it's the leasing agents and property managers that, hey, boy, they better make sure that they're being helpful. They better make sure that they're helping that person make a decision. So they're literally going from, I'm going to sit around as a traffic cop and decide who gets information and who doesn't, to I better provide a world-class experience, or that person could leave some negative reviews about my community. Now, I want you to think of all of this in terms of your sales process and what you've been taught in the past. Think about what happens when somebody calls your communities. Do you simply just ask them, hey, what's your budget? What are you looking for? Are you going back to that old way where you had all of the information and it was just your job to provide simple information? Or are you really digging in deep and working with that prospect, helping them discover more about, hey, what is it about their current situation that they don't like? What does their dream apartment look like? How can I help them as a professional make that decision that's going to improve their life? If you haven't caught up to the new way of leasing apartments yet, well, you better catch up fast because things are changing and they're changing dramatically. If you want to look at a brand new way of leasing apartments that's a lot easier, that's more consultative than I'm just going to provide you information, I want you to check this out. The way people rent apartments has changed. Today's renter has access to more information. Today's renter has more choices. The apartment industry needs you. Studies have shown that moving is the most stressful life event. The old sales training, well, it just doesn't work today. I'd like to teach you how to take the stress out of leasing apartments in a way that's meaningful to you and your renters and get you 7 times more leases. I'll show you how the perfect leasing process works. I'm gonna walk you through everything from answering the phone to closing the lease. I'm gonna show you how to determine your prospects' wants and their needs so that you can build value in your apartments. You will learn how to handle any objection or complaint. I'm gonna show you how to connect with your renter so it's easy for them to rent with you. I've taught the best property management companies and thousands of people just like you how to lease apartments. Property management is complicated. I'll simplify it for you. There's more competition than ever before. I'm gonna show you how to be number one. All of a sudden, your career, it's gonna make perfect sense, even if you've never worked in sales or property management before. And for the advanced property manager, I'm gonna show you how to take things to the next level. Leasing University is a new, simple, step-by-step process that's effective. We're gonna help you become a rock star in property management. I'm Matt Easton, and this is Leasing University.